So yesterday we found out that Prime ISAO is going to be releasing on the 11th, aka tomorrow. And one thing I was hoping for was what they're going to do, what they did with Minna, aka drop her kit a day before. And lo and behold, they have. Now I've already looked at his kit. I already know how I feel about it. But we're just going to kind of go through it as per usual, and I'll give my honest opinions on how things are looking for this man. Firstly, on paper, obviously when we get our hands on him, but then we'll see. But if there's anything that what I'm thinking of, it might be a Minna type of deal. But anyway, let's just kind of dive on in and see what we're kind of working with, of course. So he's a blunt damage user. The unfortunate thing about this character, I will say, is he's not a lightning type user. I don't know if you guys have seen it, especially on the gear set. It says lightning bonus damage for lightning damage, and then I'm just like, this is a perfect fit for the Prime ISAO, of course. But the game decided not to do that, so very awkward. But in a way, it's kind of like Kikuru. I did kind of, well, in a way I did kind of call it, but I thought I was thinking outside the box. But he is a buffer, weirdly enough, so that is interesting. But anyway, does blunt damage to normal attack, combat skill, normal attack, again blunt damage. Ultimate, before attacking, applies a blunt additional damage multiplier buff to this unit and then deals blunt damage. Passive skill, each time this unit attacks a kaiju, applies Valor to this unit. When Valor is at its max stack, after activating combat skill or ultimate, deals blunt additional damage to the target and consumes all Valor and applies a crit rate buff to this unit. Pretty nice. And the follow-up attack is just blunt damage. So already just off the bat with what we're kind of seeing, there's nothing really unique about this character. And as it states, as you guys can see, he is an AoE attacker. So the developers are feeding more AoE for us. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. So continuing on. There we go. So deals blunt damage equal to 135% of the unit's attack to all kaiju. So AoE right there. Very nice. I honestly, looking at the percentage wise on his kit, even though obviously the damage that they're showing isn't his full potential, I already know he's not going to be hitting anything too hard. So that's just, we'll see what the buffs come into play and see how much more it can kind of allow him to do more damage. But I'm really not vibing to say that he's going to do crazy amount of damage. Passive skill, each time this unit attacks a kaiju, applies 1 stack of Valor to this unit. Max stat is 5 stacks, so obviously once you hit 5 kaijus, to be fair, because he's AoE, that actually will help that out, to be fair, in terms of getting that max stack a lot quicker. So already what we're taking away is that this Prime ISAO is a type of character that will benefit most in situations where, for example, Large Conquest. Large Conquest is a mode where you've got plethora of kaiju just constantly coming at you. And this is exactly what you want for this Prime version of him, because again, the more kaijus that there are, aka the most that we've seen in a single turn is 4, meaning 2 turns he's going to max stack his Valor and get all the buffs. So in situations like that, he's perfect. In a boss fight, he's going to get stomped. Well, he's not going to get, well, he might get stomped actually. But in a boss fight, in a raid fight, he's just not going to be it. So already we're kind of separating him on where he's best at, and that is when there's multiple waves, multiple kaijus, we'll take him. In a single fight, in a boss raid, in a single big ass boss kaiju fight, we're not going to be taking him. It's just not going to happen. I mean, if people do choose to take him, it's going to be a very slow process of getting that Valor at max stack, aka having to waste 5 turns. And you guys know when it comes to wasting turns on this game, it can cause a bit of an issue, and that's the last thing that you want. You want to get in there, get the boss done, dip out. The more turn you waste, the more of an issue that the boss will become, the more stronger, and etc, etc. So that's what we're taking away. Valor, when it's at its max stack after receiving combat skill or ultimate, deals blunt additional damage to the target. I'm curious to see on what the additional damage is. So right there is our indication on how many Valor is being stacked up. So very simple right there. Max Valor right there. Again, nothing too impressive because I assume they haven't added his full kit in, so that's fine. When Valor's at its max stat, after receiving combat skill or ultimate, deals blunt damage equal to 88% of the unit's attack to the target. So we're kind of attack scaling him this time round, when before obviously we were defense scaling him. Consumes all Valor and applies a crit rate of 5.6% to this unit. Max 5 stacks, so consumes all Valor and applies a crit rate of 5.6. Hold on a minute. I'm hoping 5.6 isn't the base. If I'm consuming, I'm hoping the 5.6 is per stack. Because if it's 5 stack and we only get a 5.6 crit rate increase, that is horrible. That is bad. Unless it's a permanent buff and we can recycle the Valor, then okay, maybe we're getting somewhere. But if it's per Valor, then realistically we're looking at around about 28% crit rate increase, which I think is reasonable for them to do, and have that as a perma buff, and then us being able to recycle that. But if it's a 5 stack, 5.6, that's still bad. And again, if it is still perma, that's still bad. God damn. Okay, well, alright, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Before attacking, applies blunt additional damage multiplier of 42% for 1 turn. To this unit, deals blunt damage equal to 183% of this unit's. Yeah, his percentage play isn't anything too crazy. I do like that ultimate though. I will say, I do like the ultimate. Missed opportunity for not having lightning damage. Missed opportunity not being able to paralyze the enemy or stun the enemy. Bruh, what are they doing? Before attacking, ultimate applies an attack of plus 40% for 1 turn. When Valor is at 3 or more stacks, this unit damage dealt gets a plus 20%. Each time this unit attacks a kaiju, this unit's ultimate gauge gets a plus 5. Blunt additional damage from passive skill will activate. Sorry, 2 times. Oh wait, what? Oh, additional damage. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you get an additional damage on that one. Okay, that's fine. Alright, passives are okay. They're cool. I'm nothing too crazy. Alright, the level passives. After this unit's turn arrives, applies 1 stack of Valor to this unit. Oh, okay. Well, that's lovely. Alright, I'm not gonna complain. That's an easy 1 Valor. Okay. I mean, that's kind of would I say that's a bit of a waste of a passive, to be fair? Because again, if there's already multiple kaijus on the field, I guess in a situation if there's 4 kaijus, then this is crazy, because then you get that 5 stack immediately from 1 turn. So I think that's what they're trying to capitalize on, but I don't know if I would have preferred this to be something else. But alright. For each kaiju on the field, this unit, the damage dealt plus 5%. Okay. If Valor is at 3 or more stacks, this unit's crit damage goes up by 24%. See that? Okay. If this is going up by 24%, then surely the crit rate per Valor has to be 5.6, making it so a total of 28%. That makes sense. That makes complete sense. So I'm hoping that is the case. If it is 5.6 per 5 stacks, that's terrible. They need to change that. But I'm praying it is 28%. Hopefully I'm reading it wrong. But anyway, alright, we'll take that crit damage increase. We'll take that gladly. And is that it? Is that everything that we're working with here? Okay. That's all that we've got right now. Well, I mean, that's all there is. Oh, wait, we don't know what his weapon's doing. Oh, God. It's giving me PTSD with those freaking gauntlets. I don't know about you guys, but I keep pulling this goddamn gauntlet left, right, and center. But anyway. Oh, did it say Prime Fist? Prime Fist. Oh, my bad. I suspect this character won't be limited. He does not come across in any way a limited character. He sounds decent in terms of, you know, AoE, self-buffing, or damage. I don't expect his damage to be anything too crazy from the percentages that I'm looking at, but we'll have to wait and see. Passives are okay. In all honesty, very, very missed opportunity in terms of on how they could have done him, giving him lightning damage, having some form of status in terms of like paralyzed, stunning, of course. Keeping the buffing side of it, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, again, there's a lot that could have come out from the Prime version of ISAO, but for right now, with what we're looking at, he's kind of standard, if I'm being honest. From what I'm reading on paper, if I'm being completely real, I'm not looking at him as a chase-worthy. He's a good, decent character in terms of AoE control. I'll give him that. In a situation where large conquest is a thing, where there's multiple kaijus, wave after wave after wave, I see the value in that. Outside of that, there's nothing more for it. So I am not looking at this character as a chase-worthy character. I will stand by to say that if you are free to play, if you've got low currency, if you want to keep on saving, because I suspect, and I will say it again, come November 20th, I am putting my money on to say either the wife or Kikaru in the number 4 set will be releasing. I think we're going to get some speed demons coming in. That's my money. But I will say that end of November, I think there are bigger and better characters to come. This ISAO just doesn't come across as a must-have character. I understand that to some people they're in need of AoE, fair play. I mean, I'll still stand by and say Naomi Loki kind of cooks, but I'm not on paper, I'm not really vibing with it. I'm gonna be honest. They genuinely could have done this character a lot more better. I will say that. Now, visuals under development, specifications are subject to change. Please change. Come on, developers. Please, you can make this character so much more better. The opportunity is that I'm hoping that they do some last minute changes. I am praying that they do. Because right now, he sounds at best decent. But in all honesty, like I said, if you're free to play, if you're low at spending, if you've got low currency, he is just not worth the pull, if I'm being completely honest. There are better and bigger things to come. I really thought they were going to pull the trigger on this one. Missed opportunity. But again, they've got 24 hours to make the changes. If they do, fair play. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm reading on paper, I would say for the most, he's not worth your time. And once again, if I double check, what's the oh yeah, okay, so he's rocking with that singular PLT right there. So in a way, it is kind of like Ikuru. I guess I was kind of on the money in a way. So anyway. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is my thoughts and opinions on the Prime version. And again, this is just me going off from what I'm seeing on paper. When I get my hands on him, we'll see if it's a different story. If not, then let's just hold out until 20th of November when we know. I'm putting my money on it. Something crazy is about to happen. Number 4 suit. Come on, it's got to happen at some point. Either the wife or the daughter. It's gonna happen. So I'm putting my money on it. But again, honest opinion, that's what I genuinely think. Again, if you want to wait and use your tickets, by all means, but I stand by to say that with your currency, just be wary about spending it on this character. I'm just not seeing the value. Again, I don't suspect this character will be limited, aka meaning that he will be available in future banners to come. So Minna is still available. When the banner drops on the 20th, Minna won't be in that banner. I think she'll be in the banner after. Yeah, because if Narumi wasn't limited, he'll be in the banner that drops on the 20th. Because he's gone now. Because he is limited, he won't be. So Minna will be in the banner that is after the 20th of November. Basically, she'll be in the general pool banner going from December. There you go. And then Prime ISAO will then be also in the general pool banner near the end of December. So yeah. So yeah, I'll be honest. I am slightly disappointed. I am slightly disappointed. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.